Alright, we want to find the dice. I'm gonna find the dice. I'm gonna do it for you. Okay? Sorry, Splatter asks, you ever listen to the Melvins? I don't know any Melvins, no. I still gotta listen to Brat. But I gotta listen to Chappell Roan first. I got quite the to-do list. Alright, everybody tell me your favorite Chappell Roan songs. Pink Pony Club? Yeah, okay. Red Wine Supernova? Wait, Red Wine Supernova? That sounds like Champagne Supernova. Wait, his basket's gotta go? Good luck, babe. Is that the name of a song? Automod got mad. You were calling me babe. Kevin Chow asks, is this the last ante? This is the last ante that we can survive, yeah. Baskets asks if I'm a babe. I haven't ever used that word to describe myself, no. No on the showman. Alright, give me the dice. Give me the dice. I don't want to use the Fools and the Hermits. I just want to keep re-rolling. Dies anyway says, haven't seen this much money since that one other time that we had this much money. You know, that run. Yeah. I mean, you know, I've been telling people. It's not that hard. It's just money. Once you got the telescope, once you got the observatory technology, there was a clown that I missed. Hey, where the dice at? I know there was dice like a long time ago, but I want dice like right now. Rainbow Among Us, pretty dang cute. Yeah. Yeah, we got the negative ticket. We've also got a little bit of parking money. Just a little bit. Okay. Focus. I might use another shop. If this shop gets too expensive, I might save my money for another shop. Doesn't To the Moon go enormous? It doesn't. It's capped at whatever your interest is capped at. So like here, Money Tree says you can go up to $100 for 20 interest. To the moon doubles the interest rate, but it doesn't increase the interest cap. I think it's fair. I think uncapped interest is silly. I think uncapped interest is not good for game balance. 4 Fienders? Nah. What about a Joker that increases the interest cap? Yeah, that seems... yeah, maybe. I could see something like that. Yeah, because, like, there are Jokers that do things that vouchers already do. So, for example, extra hand size, extra hands, extra discards. And you can only keep them temporarily. And so, like, maybe having a Joker that increases the interest cap temporarily, like, that could be cool. And then, you know, it's easier to find synergy between that and the one that increases the interest rate. Murphy asks, what about Jokers with more cool mustaches? I feel like that's a design space that still needs to be explored. What about mustaches on my tarot cards? Like this guy. Well, I guess he's got like a full-on beard. Hey, where are the 6s at? Hey, you know what? I'll tell you what. Spin the wheel. Could take the free roll here. We don't... Wait, we need parking. We don't need bean. Spin the wheel. Ah, foiled. You want to see some kind of Joker that synergizes with food Jokers? Interesting. So like, when the food Joker gets consumed, it does a thing, maybe? Maybe there's hashtag no dice. A little chef Joker? Yeah. With a mustache? Little Swedish chef Joker with a mustache? Yeah, Ham Dome. Wait, we need the Ham Dome still. He could have a mustache too. Splatter was there. Splatter knows Ham Dome. Refrigerator Joker that prevents your perishables from perishing. You know what's gonna happen? The dice are gonna show up, and because they're like so low key, I'm not gonna notice them, and I'm gonna reroll past them. Kind of like the clown. I keep re-rolling past it. Could get Invisible Joker again. Yeah, I'm with Cece. I'm starting to lose faith in the sixes. Starting to lose faith in the dice. Eternal Gelato. Sick. We get the Wet Joker. You know, one thing that was kind of fun about the original observatory run that we did, it was pretty fun, all the random negatives that we got. Some of them ended up being useful to us. I'm gonna spend it all. $250 rerolls. Give me the sixes. I'm spending $1,000 every 4 clicks. I've seen JJ like 10 times. Sixes will pay for themselves. I don't know. At this point, maybe not. There's sixes, but not the right flavor. Ah, foiled every time. Every attempt, foiled. I guess I could be using these judgment cards. Ooh. Oh, we've done it. It's time. Alright, let's go next. But at what cost? Literally everything. It costs us literally everything, alright? We do the old skipperoo here. Wait, I don't want the manacle. Wait, what am I doing? Where's the there it is. Level up our pairs. Alright, we copy the burglar. Alright, we got the parking. We got the mime. Alright. This is the last ectoplasm. There's no more after this. 13 hand size. Ship it. One more negative. That's a lot of blueprints. That's a lot of negative blueprints. That's a lot of negative jonklers. Alright. I ain't seen this many negatives, or at least like blueprints and brainstorms, except for like that one seeded run. You know? Alright. We use a few cryptids here. Should have brought a judgment along. Oh, just to see. Yeah. Alright, team. It's been a good run. We got the sixlets, which was like kind of exciting. We did the castle for a minute. That was kind of fun. Make a few kings here. Yeah. We've had more hand size, or we've had a bigger deck in the past. Sell Baron so that we don't win accidentally. If we sell the Baron, we won't be able to spend the money. I guess there is a chance. There's a chance that we win accidentally. Where's the mass use button? Yeah, look at this. Looking like Murphy said, looking like a copper wire. All right. What are the odds of crashing the game? It's not gonna crash the game. All right. Let's make a little money. You want me to sell the Baron? I will sell the Baron. Goodbye. The percolator? We can get rid of the percolator. The golden ticket? I guess the golden ticket still makes money. Maybe we don't sell it. Splash. Misprint. Drunkard. Okay, so we got the mimes. We got the parking. Don't need the burglar anymore. He did the thing, 270 hands already. Boom. What's the hand size after all, if not for the ectoplasms? I don't know, whatever 1 plus 2 plus 3 all the way up to 13 is. No, all the way up to 12. And then plus 4 on top of that. No, plus 10 on top of that. Something like that. 80? Yeah, I don't know. 80 hand size. Would have had 80 hand size. Alright, go ahead and ship it. They do a little dance. Make a little money. How much money was that? Yeah, that's a few schmeckles. Murphy says we made like 10K on that one hand. Started at 78,000. Okay, so maybe like 6K. Hey, Bo Foofer. Yeah. Hey, Bo Foofer. Have you ever seen this before? Let's go in the collection, spectral cards. Have you ever seen this before? Minus 14 hand size for an ectoplasm? Gotta set a timer for the next one. Yeah, up until right this second we had hand size 2. It's gonna be a lot of parking tickets. To be honest, I'm surprised it's still going. Yeah, this is substantially longer than I thought too. Magneto Eel? Alright, yeah. Time to go to class. Time to learn your Balatronomics. Also, everybody got to take statistics. Doesn't matter what your major is. Alright. Not everyone needs calculus in their lives, but everybody needs to take statistics and learn data ethics. YouTube watchers skipping ahead right now? Yeah. K Hearts asks, was this run ethical? That's not for me to decide. That's for the authorities to decide. Limerick Legs had to take Calc 4 for chemistry but wasn't required to take stats? That's an absolute, that's a crime. Zippity Zach took stats for social science? That seems like a good place for it. Silent disco? Yeah, everybody dancing. Oh! We did it. Alright. Now we just gotta do it 31 more times. Get another 5,000 bucks from that one hand. Hey, I'm gonna go. I need to hydrate. I'm gonna refill my water. I'll be right back. Oh, you're still here. I've got water, I've got hydration. I also got a blueberry muffin. What kind of snacks do people have? Sorry, Murphy, I only got the one. You can have it, but we can't both have it. Do Pokemon count as a snack? Wait, Pokemon cards? Okay, Pokemon cards I don't think count as a snack, but I think Pokemon are very edible. Hey, check this out. Check out the wave. Bo Foofer asks, is it possible to go to Ante 39 with an idol and sock build? I believe so. I believe it's possible. Yeah. I mean, basically, if you take a look here, I don't know, like 6, let's say 8 blueprints, or let's say 9 blueprints. Like, is 9 blueprints enough to get Nan Inf with Sock and Idol? Yeah, with this many blueprints, a decent amount of things are possible. Clovis wants a baseball card Nan Inf. I mean, we got Nan Inf with stencils. It's probably possible to do it with baseball cards. Baseball card plus you would need like some kind of uncommon to trigger. Sneaky wants to know how many dollars per card. Oh, it's actually pretty easy. It's $36 per card. Because we have the card itself plus the red seal, that's 2 activations. Then 3, 4, 5, 6, including the mime. So 6 activations. And then the parking is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 activations of 6 abilities, $1 each. So in total, 6 times 6, that's $36 per card. Vier did Nan Inf with Idol? Yeah. Veer does a lot of seeded runs, and he did the the double negative seed that everyone uses. Feel like this stream can be split into 2. Yeah, there's like all of the stuff before leading up to this, and then there's like right now. Which maybe is not the most exciting part. Everything, everything went downhill after we started killing chicots. Glasses gotta head out. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Glasses. Special Spud says, did some quick math, based on we said it was $36 per card. And if you count how many hands we have and how many cards are in our hand, about $197,000. That's not bad for one round. Hello, Checked Mix. Welcome. We've been streaming for, I don't know, what does it say? Like 5 hours? Maybe 6 hours? Wait, 7 hours? Has it been 7 hours? Let's say we've been streaming for 6 hours. Alright. And you're seeing the end of a run that was started, a couple days ago. Right now we're trying to make some money. Make a little money. We've got the parking. We got the parking money. So we get money for the kings held in our hand. Currently holding on to quite a few kings. 169. We got a nice amount of kings in our hand. We have the mime also to re-trigger the parking effect. We also have the dice. So 100% chance money. We get $36 per king. So $36 times 169 kings times however many hands that we have left over. Plus we draw extra cards, so we get extra money. More money per hand. We've made about $20,000 so far in the first 3 hands. Oh, what? Here we go. Load up another one. Ship it. Yes, once you've played Balatro for 1,700 hours like I have, this is the natural endpoint. This is where it was all headed to. It was all building up to this. Yeah, currently the thing that we're working on, we're trying to get the most money in a single round. Yeah. Are the animations off? Some of the animations are off as like a shortcut to save us some time. Obviously, it still takes a little bit of time, but it does save us some time. If I were a gambling man, I would say it's gonna take us at least another 10 minutes. Maybe like a minute per hand. Maybe like 2 minutes per hand. I don't know. You know, it's just like, sometimes it takes some time. Yeah, for folks who are wondering, this run's been going on for about 10 hours. I recorded like 3 hours of it for a YouTube video, and then we've been streaming the rest live. Baskets got bad news for everybody. About 4 minutes per hand. Baskets, that's not great. uh 4 times 27 is a lot of minutes. Each hand gets slightly longer. You know, in the time it takes for this to finish and animate or whatever, I bet you someone could write a mod that shortcuts it. We get the world record, but at what cost? I mean, that's what it felt like, even getting to this point. It was quite challenging. DJ fixed this bug? Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, Dakota, we made about 6,000 bucks from one hand. So I don't know, how much is 6,000 times 26? $150,000? Yeah, maybe we should update the stream title. We're doing it's the Joker Silent Disco. Oh man, 26 times 4 minutes. That's 2 hours. I mean, y'all don't have to be here for this. We could just call it here, and I could just like play it offline, you know? Tech doesn't want to leave. Tech got nothing else going on. Alright. People want to see the number go bigger. Alright. Let's update the stream title. Hold on. Murphy's gonna be horizontal soon, I bet you. Thanks for hanging out, Murphy. Alright, folks, it's AMA time. Ask me anything. Or not. That's okay too. Two Narwhals asks, thoughts on spirit of a record versus technically a record? You know, regardless of the parameters, right? You know, I'm a big fan of just like rooting for people, you know, like rooting for people, whatever kind of work that they put into it. So like even if you don't get something that's like actually a record or whatever, like you go for the big Wii and your Wii isn't the literal biggest, but it's still pretty big. Yeah, I feel like, you know, we should honor the effort, and I feel kind of the same way about, you know, if you use some kind of tools to help you with records. Some kind of mods to the game or whatever. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's not about glory. It's about like recognizing when people have done, you know, put in effort. Mike wants to know, what's the best way to speedrun Balatro? It depends on what your goals are. So there's like different speedrun categories, whether you want to do skips or no skips. I think the no skips category is the easiest, because then that's one less decision that you have to make. And then of course, like, okay, well, if skips are allowed, then you have to decide whether or not to skip. There's also different categories based on, do you want to go for just a single deck speed run, or like multiple decks back to back? So like 3 decks the fastest, 7 decks, or all 15 decks. Those are the different categories. But I think in general, like what you're going for most of the time is you're going for some kind of high card build, because you can win with as few card selections as possible. You just ship it 1 card at a time, and you get the most speed from skipping rounds. So regardless, you want to try to skip as many rounds as possible. And if you're trying to do just a single deck speed run, then you just always skip every round, and most of the time you lose, but some of the time you get like a good fast time because you skip so much. If you're going for multiple decks, like you want to do 3 deck speed run, then skipping is a little bit more dangerous, because it does result in a loss a lot of the time if you skip too much. And then so that's like a decision that you have to make whether or not to skip. And so what you want to do is you want to get through probably the first 1 to 4 antes, and then if there's skips for polychrome, you should probably take it. Negatives, you should probably take it. Money skips, you should probably take it. Like skips that are usually bad are kind of good enough in the context of a speed run. Like if you skip for 15 bucks, that's probably good enough for a round, like good enough value. The bosses that are going to beat you are the Crimson Heart and the Violet Vessel, and so you want to have like a backup plan against those. So like one plan to beat those is if I just score more points, then I can beat the Violet Vessel, but you can't always guarantee that you score more points. And so there's a little bit of risk there. Though you can score more points if you just you know, shop more diligently, open more booster packs. But booster packs cost time, so if you want to play fast, you want to skip most booster packs. Those types of things. Yeah, other folks, if you know, are interested in, you know, different kind of thoughts and advice on speed runs, you want to try speed runs yourself. I did a video where I beat all 15 decks in 1 hour and 50 minutes. 7.5 minutes per deck, no losses. And as I'm playing, I kind of explain a little bit, you know, what I'm going for with each run and what I'm looking out for. And so maybe, you know, there's some insight there. All right, any questions that people asked in like the past 6 minutes while I've been going on that rant about speedruns, then I missed them. So I'll just like work my way backwards. All right, Chex Mix Warrior asks, would I say that I'm adventurous with food? I would say that I'm not super adventurous, no. I would say, no, I'm just not very adventurous with food. But I did grow up with like a lot of Asian food. That's just, what my family was into. And so like, I got Chinese family. I don't think actually Korean family, but they like going to Korean restaurants all the time. And so like that's kind of like where my palate's at. I don't really like seaweed. I don't really like things that are too funky. I'm not super into brie. Brie is kind of like on the edge. Like it's not funky enough to put me off like other cheeses are, but it's like that's right at my limit. I don't like blue cheese. What's my favorite food routine? Food routine? I don't know food routine. I eat a lot of quesadillas. I'll put anything in a quesadilla. I've done like a corned beef quesadilla. It's like a Reuben but in a tortilla. My favorite is like a Hawaiian barbecue chicken, but in a tortilla with corn salsa. That's probably my favorite quesadilla. I've put ramen in a quesadilla before. There's like, it's not bad. There's just no synergy there. It's just you're eating two things at the same time. But it's not bad though. Eighth and ninth. Thank you for the prime sub. Limerick Legs, thank you for 3 months in advance. If there was a quesadilla joker, what would it do? Interesting. Okay. What are the qualities that we want in a quesadilla? Cheesy, right? Cheese pull. 8th and 9th, first time catching a stream. Well, this is kind of a weird one. Basically, we calculated we're trying to make as much money as we can in one round. And we can do that with parking. Every time we play a hand, we gain $6,000. $6,000 to $7,000 per hand, and we've got like 24 hands. So like that's the good news. The good news is we can make like $200,000 within this one round, which is like kind of exciting, I guess. The bad news is the animations take a long time, and we have some mods that help us with the animations, reduce a little bit the animations, but it still takes a lot of time. So we calculated it's 4 minutes per hand. It's gonna take us 2 hours total. Maybe now it's like 90 minutes or something like that. Anyway, so the game is running itself. It's now an idle game, and so we're just chilling now. And what we're trying to figure out, 8th and 9th, maybe you can help me out with this. If there was a quesadilla joker, what would it do? Okay, wait, Nacho Tongue is extra hands, maybe related to extra hands. Okay. Yeah, Splatter, I'm listening. Gives you hands, takes away hands. Gives you hands, probably. Maybe it's like the ramen. It punishes you. It's hot. I feel like there exists a point in time. At one point, I had a really good idea for like a coffee joker, and it was related to skipping. You know, kind of like the throwback is related to skipping, but then I forgot. You know the song Tribute by Tenacious D? It's like that. Couldn't remember the song. I thought of it before there were perishables and before there were rentals. Edalix, thank you for the gifted sub. Hey Nutsack Aladdin, welcome back. Yeah, we got 23 hands left. Each hand only takes 4 minutes to animate. You could do the math. Okay, wait. So, throwback rewards you when you skip. If you've skipped more, throwback gives you more. So like, also all of the food jokers are perishable. They tick down each round. Each round you have the bean goes down. Each round you have the popcorn goes down. Okay. So maybe the coffee joker, instead of ticking down, what it does is it rewards you. Every time you skip, it gives you something. What does it give you? You know what'd be cool? What if like every time you skip around, you get a random spectral card? Maybe something that gives you money. So like the rocket. A rocket gives you money, more money the more time that you hold on to it. Maybe there could be a food that does that. You get more and more money and then it disappears when it maxes out. Scrap Brain asks, is this a random seed? Yeah. We restarted until we got Chicot, the random, or the legendary Chicot. Potato chip joker. Is this the same seed from the YouTube series? Yeah, this is the same as the Chicot run. FBK asks, what's my next goal gonna be? Also, by the way, for folks who asked questions like 10 minutes ago and didn't get their question answered, just repeat them. Chat moves kind of fast. What's my next project going to be? The next immediate project is a secret. It's a secret project, but it'll be on YouTube tomorrow or the next day, within the next 2 days. It is one of my more requested projects. People have been wanting me to do for a while. I'll say that. That's a little teaser. Any tips for unlocking Wii Joker? What's Wii Joker? And what's Mary Andy? Marvelous Gravy asks, what about another way to get negative consumables other than Perkeo? I would be mostly against it. I would be pretty... having negative consumables is pretty game breaking, pretty game warping. And so I'd be kind of against it. Unless maybe, you know, in the distant future there's another um, legendary Joker. But if there's another legendary Joker that gives you negative consumables, then it feels like it's stepping on the toes a little bit. Ah, okay. Win in 10 rounds or less? 10 rounds or less, that's the Wii Joker? Wait, one of them's 18, one of them's 12? There's two of them? I would say most people do it on the Anaglyph deck. Anaglyph deck rewards you for skipping, and so if you just skip every round on the Anaglyph deck, you get the double tags, you get the reward for skipping. That can probably work. I think if you play on the Plasma deck and you do a full skip, it can work if you get certain jokers that make it very easy. Like if you get the Stuntman or if you get the Bull. But Anaglyph is probably the best bet. I would say, yeah, probably you want some kind of scaling Joker and like, you know, Ride the Bus or Green Joker, they scale when you do more stuff, like you play more hands, they get more scaling that way. What's nice about the Bull and the Bootstraps, they don't require you to actually play each round. As long as you have money and you can get money from skipping, then they grow. And so maybe like that's a thing that you're looking for. You're looking for the Bootstraps, you're looking for the Bull. Maybe something that you're looking for is good skip tags in Ante 1. So like holographic or foil or polychrome. And then that way, yeah, I guess like throwback is the obvious thing too. Like throwback gives you X mult for every round that you skipped. And then so, okay, you can skip every round and not feel bad about it. I think those three components, those are the strongest ones. But like, I don't know, restarting to get a specific Joker is tough, time consuming. Maybe that's not where you want to spend all your time on. I think it's unnecessary. I think if you just have okay Jokers, but they have additions on them, like that can help. So I would say focus on 2 skip tags in Ante 1, and then play on the Anaglyph deck. I would pull up the collection right now, but I don't want to, you know, interrupt what's going on right here. So like 1 or 2 addition tags from Ante 1, and then also the what is it? The investment tag that gives you 25 bucks. So like some combination of those, and then you can win fully skipping all the way to the end. Maybe, probably. Rocket Raccoon, you got the Bootstraps. Bootstraps on White Stake is one of my favorites. On White Stake, it's really easy to get the money and to snowball your resources. On Gold Stake, it's much harder, and so maybe I'm not as big a fan of the Bootstraps on the Gold Stakes. And since the scoring requirements are harder on the Gold Stakes, you also need more X-Molt. You need to re-roll in the shop to get your X-Molt. And then so maybe the Bootstraps doesn't get as big if you got to spend your money on re-rolling. Or you don't spend money on re-rolling and then you're just underpowered and then lose. Hey Baskets, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Wow. Alright, newly gifted subs, if you want to join our Discord community, exclamation point Discord in the chat, that has some instructions. But basically what you want to do is you want to go to your Discord settings and look for connections. Any one-time sub, so any gifted subs or prime subs are totally fine. Hey Baskets, thanks for hanging out this whole time. You've been here the whole time. Too Easy to Forget asks, did this run pivot from max jokers to max money? We had a lot of jokers. We used a lot of ectoplasms. We used 12 ectoplasms. And, you know, you reach a point where you can't use any more ectoplasms. Like, you don't have enough hand size. Your hand size is not growing fast enough to use more ectoplasms. So we decided, all right, now that we have all these jokers, now that we have these blueprints and brainstorms, let's, you know, see what we can accomplish. And so one thing we set out to accomplish is how much money can we make in one round? Currently, you know, something like $70,000 so far. 21 hands remaining. We're using the parking money. Every king, by the way, $36. So, you know, times however many hands that we have. Baskets, you were able to play D&D for a little bit in the middle? Nice. That's great. I love D&D. That's one of my favorites. You know, people ask me what's, you know, one of my favorite games or whatever. Usually they're intending to ask me about video games, and the answers that I give, like, oh, I really like the Magic the Gathering trading card game, or like I really like D&D tabletop game. But Quincer asks, would I consider using a mod that allows my streamers to choose the boss? Would you mean, allows my viewers, my chatters, to choose the boss? I would totally allow that, yeah. Twitch plays Balatro, chat plays Balatro. Me versus chat, I would do that. If someone made a good mod that made it possible, made it easy, I would love that. Twink Goddess asks, do I think that there's a place for permanent hand size outside the vouchers? I don't know. I feel like probably not, right? Yeah, this is still the Chiclets run. You know, for folks who are seeing, yeah, saw what we were doing earlier. Yeah, we're still here. We're still doing Chiclets. Well, Chiclets are gone now. This is the last round. We used all of our ectoplasms to, you know, get all the negative jokers. Turn all our hand size into jokers. What about a 6th legendary that multiplies chips? I'm pretty against X chips. Like, people want X chips just like there's X multi. They're functionally the same, and if they're functionally the same, then, you know, why confuse people? And if it did exist, you know, I'm not super convinced that it would be strong enough to be legendary. Like, if you made a legendary and it was just for memes, then, like, people would be pissed. You know, you're hoping to get Tribale, you're hoping to get Perkeo, and then you get the meme legendary instead. World record for longest hand animation? No, I think there's been one that's like, you know, 20 minutes or longer, actually. Also, we're taking some shortcuts here, so this is not as long as it could be. Cece thinks it'd be funny. It'd be funny if there was a single X chips Joker. Yeah, maybe as a rare. Maybe Flower Pot. Because that one's already upsetting. Make Flower Pot the X chips one. Potato chips. Ah, okay. Food Joker. Okay, so it's decaying. Okay. Scrap Brain asks, is anti-30... Wait, we're in anti-38 right now. So this boss is not Nanib. This is E289. The next anti-39 is Nan. This one is beatable. This round is beatable, but anti-39 is the unbeatable one. Okay, Splatter asks, if there was a food joker that gave money, what would the food be? I guess, does it have to be food? Because there are other things that are perishable, right? Like, are all the perishable jokers food, strictly? Golden apple. Oh. Alright, ship it. Huggies fam, golden apple, let's do it. Give it to me. Chocolate bar? Chocolate bar for a golden ticket? Maybe. Yeah, maybe chocolate bar, and then it like does a thing when it's consumed, maybe? Maybe it's like money on layaway. After 5 rounds, you get 25 bucks or something. Isn't that basically egg? Wait a second. Mock Mike, you're right. The egg already does that. Well, the egg does something different. The egg has increased cell value, and like that has synergy. That has synergy with the swashbuckler. That has synergy with temperance. This would be something different. Okay, only 19 more to go. Yeah, switch place. It does end at some point. The hands are only 4 minutes long. Hello Crudian, welcome back. Right now we're collecting money from the parking. We got a lot of kings in hand. We got a lot of money to process. Switch Place asks, why copy the mime? The mime re-triggers your held in hand abilities, and the parking is a held in hand ability. So each face card held in hand, you get money. And so you can re-trigger it. Tech asks, have I seen the new face cards without the high contrast mod? Yeah, briefly. Just real quick on and off. Wait, has anyone done the math for the increasing hand size? What do you mean the corrected math? Did we mess it up before? Yeah, I like that they do get high contrast versions. I like that, you know, like the Witcher cards got a little purple flare. The Vampire Survivors got a little blue flare. FBK asks, how big did our hands get? I think the max was only like 20 or something. We've done like hand size 50 before, and so that's not exactly what we were going for. Here we wanted to see how far we could get with ectoplasms. Last time we didn't get to use a lot of ectoplasms. This time we had unlimited ectoplasms because of Perkeo, and so like the plan was, okay, how many can we use, and once we use them, what kind of benefit can we get? And what we ended up on was we make a little parking money. Balatro has a double overflow issue. I don't know what that means. Accidental Vagabond gonna head out? Hey, no problem. It'll be on YouTube. Not necessarily that you have to watch it, but it'll be there. Crudian asks, is this the most money record? We've gotten more than this currently. Though by the time we're done, 200,000, we'll pretty much tie the last time. Huggies Fam asks, does this count as, you know, some kind of official record of some kind? I don't submit any of my runs to the official record keepers. I don't like to bother them. The stuff that I do is just for fun, just for entertainment, just for science. And bragging rights among me and my homies. That's the thing about the Balatro community. Everybody ends up at Balatro University eventually. It's the end point. You know, I see a lot on Reddit. People ask advice like, "Oh, how do I get better at the game or whatever? How do I get better at Jokerless Challenge or better at Gold Stakes?" And then people will reply like, "Oh, you should just be watching Balatro University," which is like, for me, that's nice. You're gonna send people my way, but then also like, that's not very useful advice for someone who's like trying to learn the game. And so like something that I've been thinking about and trying to work on is like, what's a natural starting point? Like if people want to get into my content and like get into learning how I think about the game, like what video or video series should I send them to first? Or like where would I like other people funneling people, And I think the gold stake streak that we did, the 19 streak on the yellow deck, I think that's a pretty good jumping in point, assuming folks have, already completed some gold stake runs themselves. I think that's like a pretty good place to start. I think the Balatro Basics, I did Balatro Basics number 1 and number 2. I think number 1 is really good. I think number 2 is a good follow-up. I think number 3 is maybe where we lost the plot a little bit. And I wouldn't like trust the whole Balatro Basics playlist necessarily, but Balatro Basics number 1 and number 2, if that's like, you got new people to the game, you want to send them there, I think that would be useful. Eighth and ninth, you watch way back in the day. You watched the first time we got the bull, and we're like, all right, well, that was after the launch of the game. That was the first, Balatro University video, and that was like, all right, I'm gonna show you something that no one has done yet. We're gonna go for a really long time. Tech, you feel like your gameplay is just a copy of mine? Well, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry for... everybody got bad habits. Well, everybody got habits. It's the jury's still out on which habits are good or which habits are bad, but everybody got habits. And so, I apologize that now you got my same habits playing the game. Also, everybody got vendettas. Everybody got gripes. There's some jokers, can't stand them. Flower Pot, can't stand it. Ancient Joker, I can't be bothered. Limerick Legs, you liked watching when the first 101 update, I did the gold stakes with the updated gold stakes. You watched those when you were learning gold stakes? Yeah, I think that's a decent place to start. Definitely if you're not necessarily watching to learn the game, but you just want to watch someone have fun playing the game, the challenges playlist is my favorite content. That was the most fun for me to do. Eighth and ninth, you really wish that the lovers made 2 wild cards at a time? I'll be honest, other people have come up with the same idea, and I've been pretty against it for a long time. But I've come around to the idea. And so like originally the thought is like, okay, well, sun and moon and world and what's the other one? The star? The 4 suit changing tarot cards, they change 3 cards at a time. And then if you have the lovers change 2 cards, except it changes the 2 cards into wild cards that can be any suit, that relatively seems like the lovers is too powerful. 2 wild cards at a time is way more powerful than, just changing 3 cards to 1 suit. 2 cards is not that much different from 3 cards. But then also, then you got to consider, well, there's so many different kinds of enhancements that a card can have. And like, if something's wild, then it's not a molt card and it's not a bonus card. It's not a glass card, it's not a steel card, it's not a gold card. And so, you know, with that kind of like opportunity cost, I feel like, okay, well then maybe, yeah. Maybe lovers, you make 2 wild cards. Even sometimes when I have the magician and I like turn things into lucky cards, it's like, but then it can't be gold if it's lucky. Yeah, lovers definitely also, you know, opens you up to some vulnerabilities. You know, the bosses that debuff certain suits, that's for sure. Yeah, maybe all the tarot cards are supposed to make 2 cards at a time. Well, maybe not all of them, but you know, maybe stone cards too, 2 stone cards at a time. I don't know. I feel like I still feel stone cards are very strong, and so maybe I don't know. I'm still kind of not super in favor of that tower making 2 stone cards at a time. A Joker idea that I really like, Splash. The cards played always score, regardless of debuff status. Cards played always score. Yes, easy. Maybe not 2 glass cards at a time. Yeah. 1 glass card is fine. 1 steel card, 1 gold card. Two wild cards, sure, no problem. Maybe 2 stone cards. Maybe, I don't know. Stone cards feel strong, but then also maybe like the hands that you can actually play them in, maybe not so strong. Maybe then it's fine. But yeah, change Splash. Splash says cards always score. Give me that. I don't think Splash is useless. I think Splash is still kind of fun sometimes, but I wish it did more. Thoughts on making 6 cents trigger without it being the first hand played? I think that would be too strong. I'm against it. I think 6 cents kind of stinks, but it's not the design of the card that's the problem. It's just the spectral cards need a revamp, need a rebalance. And then 6 cents is fine. Twink Gotta says, Perkeo really changed the tone of this run. You know, I mean, that's what Perkeo does. Perkeo gonna come in here and unleash the Eldritch Horror. And this is where we ended up. Like, when I first started this run, I was not planning on getting 1,000,000 cryptids. I was not planning on getting 1,000,000 kings. I was just gonna get a couple chiclets. But like, if I didn't do it, if I didn't do the Perkeo, people were gonna be upset. Like, oh, what a wasted opportunity. We had to at least try. Also, it was actually pretty useful. It was actually pretty relevant in like the mid game where we were using ectoplasms and we had like tiny hands, but then we could use cryptids to still score. Like, that was kind of wild. Almost midnight. Almost 8 hours. 8-hour stream. Still 16 hands left. We're only halfway done with this round. What card buffing jokers would I like to see added? I don't know. You know, people have been asking for a long time about a sevens joker. What if there wasn't? What if there never was? What if we got a second twos joker and another fives joker? Another nines joker, but no sevens. Yeah, Cece, didn't you have a great idea for like lucky cards or something, Joker? Twink got it says green is the high card joker. It doesn't have to be. I think green is fine with high card or pairs, or two pair even, three of a kind. Dissonant asks, what did the final hand size end up being if we, don't count all the cryptids? Our final hand size in this round was 2. But that was after using all the ectoplasms. If you count up all the ectoplasms, all the hand size that we lost, it adds up to like 80. Hand size 80. Oh yeah. Yeah, Cece had this idea. All sevens also count as lucky cards. I love that idea. I think that's a fun idea. Literally lucky sevens. It's so simple. Also, yeah. We've got the jokers that re-trigger certain ranks. We got the jokers that re-trigger the held in hand cards. What if we have jokers that re-trigger certain enhancements? And so CC got this idea. Joker that re-triggers lucky cards. Not just like the lucky effect, but like the whole card. If the card is lucky, it gets re-triggered. And it could be a lucky card that you play. It could be a lucky card held in your hand. It could go either way. Still an hour left, just in this round. Yeah, seems like it. That's okay. Not everyone, you don't have to stick around the whole time. Also, by the way, my wife made me a burger, and so I am going to eat that part of the time. Sorry, not sorry. Splatter wants to know what's on the burger. Let's see here. We got um, the burger patty itself. It's like the store brand. It's a frozen burger patty, but it's got mix-ins. It's got like cheese and bacon in the burger patty. And then there's some pepper jack cheese on top. Got an onion roll. And I got I guess like a side of romaine. I don't like lettuce on my burger. I just eat it on the side. Shriggins asks, what's the best card to percolate? Probably death. Well, are we counting spectral cards? Because like Cryptid's pretty good. Cryptid is good not just for like this stuff, like actually filling up your hand and scoring. Cryptid is good just for like your deck building. And so like you get just one card that's decent and like, all right, this is the one, and then now you have 20 of them all of a sudden. I got good news, team. We've made over $100,000 this one round. Crooker Drain, thank you for the prime sub. Splatter, you posted a meme. Is this on the Blotcher University channel? Let me check it out. I see Kitty's got the art of the sleeping professor. Oh, it's animated too. That's adorable. Oh, Splatter got the rock going up the hill. The Sisyphus meme. That's great, Splatter. That's, you know what? That's gonna be the video thumbnail. All right, you've done it now. Virtual Marmalade, hello, welcome. You are at the very last chapter. This is how it ends. Very quietly, very peacefully, very demure. A little bit cutesy. Oh wait, Shriggins, you missed the answer to your question. Sorry, hold on. Shriggins asked, what's the best card to percolate? Yeah, Shriggins, if spectral cards are allowed, I think Cryptid is good because it helps with not just the scoring with the Baron and the Mine, but also helps with the deck building, rapid fire deck building. You know, people love DNA, and so Cryptid does the same thing, but it's a little bit more surgical, in my opinion. If we say, okay, no spectral cards, then I think the best tarot card to percolate is Death for the same reason. You can like very quickly copy your purple seals. You can very quickly copy your red gold cards. You can like very precisely make an even amount of each, or the correct amount of each, whatever you want. Yeah. You know, some amount of hung man is probably desirable to have as well. Lucius is a little bit mesmerized by the wave here, the sheen on the foil cards. Yeah, you get something kind of similar with the when you have all the spectral cards up here, when they're all negative, there's a wave. Canadian Classic asks, is this the Chicot run from YouTube? That's where it started, yeah. We ended up with 6 blueprints, 2 brainstorms. That's where we ended up. See, Canadian Classic, I put it in the video title, right? I said this is the one. Did you not believe me that this was the one? It's just one of those things where, like, when you have unlimited money, when you have the percolator, it can go a lot of different ways. Dissonant asks, how many, what was the final chiclets count? We got up to 6, and we were having trouble finding more invisible jokers, and so we stopped at 6. And then started trading them for blueprints. Alright, Bofoofer, you did a seeded hologram run. Got deck size up to 2,000. That's crazy. I don't think I ever saw that. CC asks, is it optimal to sell the golden ticket before shipping the final hand? Is it? I mean, it's certainly not doing anything right now. Oh, we did it. Elliot asks, did we go minus 13? Yeah, we had hand size 2, and then we used the minus 13 ectoplasm. And then, you know, for just this round, since this is the end, we went down to 0. Chex Mix, you want the 6s back here with the ticket? Sorry, Mike asks, can getting the bean help with Anti-39? So the thing about Anti-39 is all of the scoring requirements are nan, not a number. And so for all like comparisons, anything compared to not a number comes up false or whatever, right? And so even if you also score nan inf or whatever, it'll still say, you know, you don't have enough points regardless. They can't be equal if they're not a number. Yeah, Anti-39 in the vanilla game is the end of every run. Yeah, we don't have the Baron anymore, so we're not going to be able to score enough points. This is the last round. Carrion Sprout says it would be cool if there was a secret boss blind in Ante 39. Yeah, maybe. Or if there was some kind of adjustment to the scoring scaling to where Ante 40 was the end instead of Ante 39. Because 40 is like a multiple of 8. So it could be, one of the fancy bosses. Yeah, whenever I play on Gold Stake, I never go endless mode because, I don't know, I've kind of, I've seen what endless mode is like. I've seen what endless mode can be. And, whatever I get to on Gold Stake is never going to be as good as what I could do on White Stake. And so for Gold Stake runs, I always just stop at 8. Eight Ninth asks, did Local Thunk predict anyone would make it to 39? Well, I guess probably not. Like, okay, imagine this scenario, right? You're Local Thunk, you're in his position, and you know that this thing is possible, or you think that this thing should be possible, and then you don't do anything about it, I don't think he expected anyone to not just like make it to Ante 39, but to score actually the nan-inf points, actual infinite number of points. He's talked about it a little bit before. He's talked about, back in the demo days when there were less jokers and he was still designing the game, he was talking about, what kind of things enable someone to go infinite. That's what he would call it, go infinite. What does he mean, go infinite? Well, that's referring to not like scoring infinite number of points, but go infinite in the sense that your growth, you're scoring more points per ante, then the ante is growing, then the ante scoring requirements are growing, right? You're growing faster than the antes are growing. Then you could theoretically go infinitely. Which jokers you need to generate infinite mana? I mean, have we done that? Do we have the infinite money glitch? I guess it's not infinite, right? Shriggins asks, do we think Local Thunk is satisfied knowing that I can go infinite, or that, other people can, or whatever? I bet you, there's some satisfaction in knowing just like how much mileage people have gotten out of the game. and like how many different ways people play the game. Like you come up with this goofy game for you and your friends, and then you share it with the world, and you know everyone loves it in different ways for different reasons. Like that's kind of cool. You know, but I'm not the guy, so I can't really, you know, tell you how he feels, right? That's like a thing in general. You know, I can't necessarily tell you how anybody feels. You know, I try really hard to be empathetic, but like I kind of have to try really hard to be empathetic. uh, Not that I'm not empathetic, but I just get it wrong, you know? Like I guess, I theorize how other people might be thinking, how other people might be feeling, and I'm just like wrong about it. Or like ignorant sometimes. Yeah, you know, it's one of those things. It's not like I'm not trying. Sometimes my wife, she'll get real mad when we're in the car driving. She gets the road rage. And then I always like, you know, I'm a creative person. And so I always kind of like imagine, you know, what's going on with the other person's life to where they might find themselves in this situation. You know, is there some kind of way to explain their behavior? And then maybe you don't need to get as mad. People are complicated. Yeah, that's the thing. That's something that I think about a lot when I'm writing characters for D&D. You know, whether it's like a player character that I'm going to play, or you know, whether I'm a DM and I'm imagining all these different NPCs. I kind of just imagine, you know, all the different connections that they have, all the different like conflicting feelings that they have. FBK asks, do I follow any kind of competitive gaming scene? You know, back in the day, I used to follow MTG, Magic the Gathering, very loosely. Like, I know some of the big names, but, you know, I don't necessarily follow the, like, day-to-day, like the news, the big events or whatever. You know, occasionally I'll see a picture of like who won at some event. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know that guy, maybe. And you know, kind of the same with League of Legends, LCS. I would follow very, very loosely, very tangentially, as like, you know, I was someone who would play the game, and so I would be exposed to a lot of it. Other people, you know, pretty hype. So like, you know, world championship event, I would know who was playing basically. But I wouldn't follow any of the specific games necessarily. Mock Mike, gotta call it a night. Hey, no problem. Completely understandable. Baskets, you like Street Fighter? Been following the competitive scene. Personally, kind of decent at the game. Nowhere near the pro level, but that's okay. Still love watching the game. That's awesome. Yeah, I guess like with Magic the Gathering, I would follow a few specific personalities, like LSV or Reed Duke or, lately Numot, Andrea Mingucci. And so like all these goofy characters, like when they're successful, when they do a thing, then like I would follow it, I guess. But not necessarily the competitive scene as a whole I would follow. CC, you put 800 hours in Antimatter Dimensions? I don't know what that is. Magic the Gathering these days, they've been releasing a lot of sets too fast, back to back. Yeah, I feel that. Even for people who don't spend money on the game, even for people who just like proxy the cards and stuff like that, it's still tough to keep up with all the new stuff. And every new card just has so much text on it these days. Antimatter Dimensions, the idle game. I played a little Cookie Clicker. Played a little Idle Heroes. I played a little, whatever the game is called, something Forgotten Realms. Yeah, I love idle games. I've sunk a lot of hours into various idle games. Yeah, CC. Big fan of like resource management. Though maybe like resource management is not really the big deal with idle games, but it's kind of like what you said. The number's gonna, at the end of the day, the number's gonna go up. It's always gonna go up. It's always gonna grow. But like to get it growing faster than it could otherwise, get yours growing faster than someone else might be, because you've optimized the growth. Yeah, that's very satisfying. I haven't played Factorio. To be completely honest, I'm kind of intimidated by Factorio. Maybe it's one of those things where like, once I dip my toes in, then I get used to it. I guess it's the scope of the thing. I feel like Factorio looks like such a big game. Like, yeah, I've been playing Played Up off stream, just like on my own, and that's been pretty fun for me. And like Played Up, you have a limited number of spaces. You have like a grid, I don't know, it's like 10 by 15 or something like that. And so because it's a limited amount of space, then there's a limited amount of stuff that can happen there when you optimize it. And so for me, that feels very refreshing, how constrained it is. Compared to like Factorio, it feels like all of the pieces are so small and the world is so big, it could go on forever. Eighth and ninth, you kind of like how Balatro feels about the right size for trying to optimize. Yeah, I feel that way when I'm playing. Just normal 8 ante runs. Gold stake runs. I feel like Balatro has a lot of decision points for me, and so a lot of room for skill expression. Deciding when to spend, deciding what to spend on, stuff like that. And then also there's discard strategy and, you know, picking your poker hands and stuff like that. All these additional layers. I think that makes Balatro a pretty tough game to get into, you know, for new folks, which is a little bit sad, I guess. I don't think the tutorial is very thorough. And maybe that's like kind of a disappointment that I have. Chex Mix Warrior asks, have I ever played modded Minecraft? Not for any like significant amount of time. Not any amount that's worth talking about, really. Like I have friends who are super into Minecraft, and it's like, alright, well, I'll go play Minecraft with them for a little bit. And then, you know, you jump in their game and they got 20 different mods, and they gotta explain them all to you. And it's like, well, alright, maybe don't explain it to me. And maybe I just won't learn it, and maybe I just won't do it. Have I ever played Kerbal Space Program? I have not. But I've seen like a couple of like goofy YouTube videos. I've seen the Spiffing Brit do some Kerbal Space a little bit. Virtual Marmalade, you kind of like the Arc of Discovery where Jimbo tells you the basics, tells you a little bit, and then you're kind of free to figure out the rest yourself, you know, figure out the strategy yourself. Yeah, I definitely think that's cool. Leave it to you to figure out the strategy, like give you the instructions, but it's up to you to figure out the strategy. I think that's good design, generally speaking. But I don't know, when I'm playing with friends and we're playing a tabletop game that I've played before and they haven't, then I feel, you know, a little bit of responsibility to tell them, oh, these are the different choices that you have, these are the different things that you can do, and then tell them a little bit some reasoning, you know, like, oh, why would you want to do these different things? Because like if you don't know why these choices matter, then they're not really choices, are they, right? You're just flipping a coin. You're just rolling the dice. Dan asks, how long do these hands last? About 5 minutes. Maybe we're like a little bit over 5 minutes now. A lot of animations. I can understand, you know, wanting to figure it out and like not wanting other people like, hey, don't play the game for me. Let me play the game. Let me figure it out. Right. But also a lot of time, you know, when you sit down, when you join people for game night, you're playing a tabletop game. You got a stack of 50 tabletop games, and we picked this one, and this is the one and only time that we're ever going to play this. And so like, let's try to, you know, have a fun time. Rather than like one person running circles around everybody else. Dan asks, favorite butterfly? Hold on. I mean, off the top of my head, I have no idea, but I could go look up some right now. Hold on. Hold on. Hold. Wait, is that a butterfly or is that a moth? Okay, not that one. Shinobu from the Demon Slayer. Favorite butterfly. On account of that's the only one that I can think of right now. Wait, is catbug a butterfly? No, catbug's a ladybug. Alright, it's not a butterfly, but that's a great bug too. Catbug. Hey, if you don't already know catbug, maybe that's something that you could be doing instead of doing this. Look it up on, I guess, YouTube, maybe? There's like clips from the cartoon. Narwhal's nose? Yeah, catbug slaps. Favorite ice cream flavor? Strawberry. I feel like I go to that one frequently. Strawberry. I would say also mint cookie. That's got to be in the top 3 ice cream flavors. Yeah, cheetah, exactly. As a kid, you know, you would get the 3 flavor ice cream bucket or whatever, and no one wanted the strawberry ice cream. You know, I wouldn't want it either. I always wanted the chocolate ice cream. But then, like, as an adult, when you get some real strawberry ice cream, it kind of slaps. Yeah, we've had the ice cream discussion before. Yeah. Salted caramel. Yeah, that sounds like a good flavor. That sounds like a good mix-in. Like, it doesn't have to be a flavor by itself. Could be a mix-in. Virtual Marmalade asks top 3 board games. Yeah, I think D&D is up there. I think Bananagrams is probably my best game. I am pretty good at Bananagrams. This has come up before too. No one I know wants to play with me anymore. I've been exiled. I've been banished. Sometimes my family will play without me, but also in front of me. Other kind of board games that I like. I like deck building games. I like the Marvel Legendary game. I think that one's kind of cute. I like the Mage Knight game. Eclipse. I think that one's cool. Ever played Netrunner? Nah. Cece gotta head to bed. Alright, Cece. It's okay. There's only 30 minutes left. You're not missing anything. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Dominion? Yeah, I think Dominion's pretty alright. It's not my favorite deck building game. The thing that's like kind of weird about Dominion is, you know, it's a deck building game, but everyone is building with there's only 10 cards offered. And everyone is building from the same 10 cards or whatever. That's a little bit weird to me. Crooked Drain, like Mystic Vale in high school. I'm not familiar with that one, Mystic Vale. I played the Firefly board game. That was pretty fun. Bought a couple expansions. It was pretty exploitable too, though. Crooked Drain. You don't have any friends that like playing deck building games? Oh, that's a shame. That's a bummer. One thing that I really like about deck building games is like this kind of stuff, where it's like, alright, I'm gonna do the thing, but in order to do the thing, I'm gonna build the engine first. And then once we start looping, you know, then we're popping off. Which is funny because, like, when I play Magic the Gathering, I play Commander with my friends, and I'm not super into infinite combos myself. I like, you know, very strong synergies that are not necessarily infinite. Splatter, you were playing a Space Pirates TTRPG last night, and the captain died. Wait, what do you mean died-ish? I guess it's like some kind of, you said Space Pirates, so it's like some kind of sci-fi adventure, and so maybe there's like some technology where maybe they don't have to be dead. We can bring them back. We can rebuild them. Virtual Marmalade, when you play, you like to get the big guys, hit things. I like to, I mean, I've got a bunch of different decks for different purposes. I got one deck that's all muscle mommies. I like Jolene the Plunder Queen. I think she's neat. I like that she rewards other people when they attack. I feel like more cards should do that. Baskets, you're a Slay the Spire enjoyer? You think there's a lot of Slay the Spire enjoyers in chat? I don't know, it seemed pretty polarizing. You know, it seemed like in the early days of the Balatro community, it seemed like people who liked Balatro didn't like Slay the Spire that much. They liked Balatro because it was different. They didn't really vibe with Slay the Spire. Or the people who really like Slay the Spire, they're like, oh yeah, I played Balatro, but like it's kind of okay. It's not as good as Slay the Spire. Baskets, you enjoy both? I think they're just like way different games. And them being way different games, it kind of makes sense that different people would be into different games. But there's definitely some overlap between the two games. And so maybe you fall somewhere in that overlap. Yeah, I will say for me personally, Slay the Spire didn't really do it for me. I mean, you know, clearly not in the same way that Balatro has. Like, definitely I played the game. I might even played the game a lot. But I didn't really think much of it. One second. Sorry, I gotta finish my burger. It's getting cold. Virtual Marmalade asks if I played Inscription. I have not. I've heard it presents itself as like a roguelike deck building game, and then some weird stuff happens. Some spooky stuff happens. That's basically what I know about Inscription. Dan asks, what kind of burger? It was cheese and bacon in the patty with a slice of pepper jack cheese on top. Onion roll. Peglin? No, that's another one I haven't played. But that's, you know, I recognize it as like another kind of fun roguelike game, cute roguelike game. It's got like the goofy little goblin characters. I think the thing that really didn't resonate with me, or like the reason Slave Aspire didn't really grip me, is the art style. I think to me it just feels kind of unfinished. Which is obviously not the intention. You know, it's been around for however many years. It has the style that it has on purpose. But to me that style reads as unfinished. Hollow Knight? Nope. I haven't played a whole lot of games, to be completely honest. I've only played like one of the Dark Souls. I did play Baldur's Gate though. I don't buy games, so I don't play a lot of different games. Or like I play games that are really dumb. Crooked Dream wants to know which Dark Souls. Just the first one. Lucius, you got the Automod? Let me check here. Oh. Automod doesn't like when you say Smash. Can't be talking about that Smash Burger, alright? Yeah, I think that's just, you know, to answer folks, you know, general curiosity about different games that I played. I think just at the end of the day, there's most games I haven't played, and it just comes down to not because I wouldn't be interested in, but, you know, I don't really have the disposable income to be buying games, or at least I don't feel that I do. Even if it's like $10 game, $15 game, it's like, alright, just, you know, put it towards rent, put it towards student loan debt or whatever. I don't know, maybe not a super big surprise to folks. I live a rather, you know, Spartan lifestyle. Other than like one game that I play at a time for like 6 months to a year at a time. Yeah, Dan. I mean, I've only been a streamer. I've only been streaming Balatro since Balatro came out. So it's only been like what, 4 or 5 months or something like that. So I'm still very much the same human being that I was 5 months ago. Virtual Marmalade doesn't buy that many games a year too. Yeah. Yo, 7 more hands. We're like 75% of the way done. $180,000 on the parking ticket. This is gonna be the biggest parking ticket ever. Eighth and ninth, you got 500 hours in Baldur's Gate 3 this year. Yeah, I could look at mine too. I don't think I put that many hours into it, and I didn't even finish the game because my computer couldn't handle it. I'll be honest. I built my computer like 10 years ago and haven't changed anything about it. Let's go, where is it? Baldur's Gate. I played 290 hours of Baldur's Gate. Yeah, when I looked up like the system requirements, like the minimum requirements, my computer doesn't technically meet the minimum requirements. But it was able to run like the first act, the first third of the game. So I've played the first and second third of the game like 3 or 4 times. But I never finished the third act. Sorry, Bofoofer wants to know, what are we working on right now? Like Balatro wise, what are we actually working on? Trying to get the most money earned in one round. Trying to get the money from the parking ticket. And so we're gonna make $200,000 all in the same round. Oh yeah, by the way, this is more money than we had last time. This is the new world record for the most money at one time. We did it. Last time we made a lot of money and then we spent a lot of money, and that was fun. This time, I don't know, we don't need to spend the money. Splatter asks, what do I think Thunk is spending his Balatro dollars on? His Balatro bucks? I got no idea. Shriggins asks, an hour per round is reasonable? I mean, just this one round for the past hour and a half. It's almost going to be 2 hours when we're done. Thunk, he's gonna make the real life ham dome. Hey, wait, I got a question. Does that mean... I always thought ham dome was like a spherical hog. You know, like a spherical pig. Is he gonna grow a pig in spherical form, or is he going to create a sphere made out of ham? I always thought ham dome was just like a really round pig. 30 to 50 feral ham domes. Someone says seeded run above $1 million. Maybe. Possibly. Definitely there could be. I don't know if anyone's actually done it. I don't think it would be difficult. It would just be time consuming. I don't think it would be hard. It would just take a lot of time. Definitely like the seed that we had last time, the Perkea with observatory seed, the first one. If you just run it back, I feel like you can make $1 million. Oh. 5 more after this one. 6 more hands. 6 more hands. Can't believe any of us are still here. I'm still here. You're still here. Ridiculous. You know, I thought about stopping at like 8 o'clock or whatever, but the vibes weren't right for stopping. So I kept going. And then now we're too deep in it. We gotta ride this one out. Love for now to skip to the end of the video. Yeah. Splatter's having a good time, hanging out with the cat, petting the cat. That's cool. I gotta be here, I gotta push the button. Hydrostasis, been having fun with the YouTube videos. First time checking out the stream. Welcome. This is a weird one. This is a wild one, I gotta say. Virtual Marmalade. Almost 2 a.m. there on the East Coast. .3:40 p.m. in Australia. Hey Martini, how's the weather in Australia? Depends on which part of Australia. You know what? That makes sense. Australia, like any other country, kind of big, right? Kind of beautiful in Sydney. Sunny and warm in Sydney. Man, that sounds nice. It was kind of stormy today. Earlier today when we were streaming. Mr. Mutes took a nap. Wake up, we're still going. Yep. Pretty excited. Arcane Season 2. coming out this fall. Seems like it's just right around the corner these days. Tech, you got 8 straight losses in a row trying to beat the checker deck on the blue stake. Dang, that sounds grueling. That sounds tough. Either way, congratulations. Congratulations finally being able to beat it. Crooked Drain, pretty excited about X-Men 97. You know what? Maybe I should be doing that. Maybe after we get done here, I'm gonna watch X-Men 97 because I haven't yet. That was when I was a youth. When I was growing up, I would watch the X-Men a lot. X-Men cartoon, Batman cartoon, Spider-Man cartoon. Five more hands. Ooh, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get the $200,000. Hey, you know what's like a crazy thought that I saw on social media the other day? Like, Americans feud over whether you should watch anime subbed or dubbed, right? Like whether you should watch it in Japanese or whether you should watch it in English. And then imagine like Japanese people, they do the same thing about like American cartoons, like King of the Hill. Oh, should you watch King of the Hill subbed or dubbed? Japanese King of the Hill is pretty great. Hank's boy, but in Japanese, hold on, Splatter. Sorry, Splatter. Let me check it out. Okay, I think I got it. Hold. Alright, now y'all gotta do it too. King of the Hill, bois, but in Japanese. Eh? Two narwhals? Is that something that Northern Lion says? Northern Lion says hold. You know what? Sometimes I see Mouth hanging out with Northern Lion. They'll be streaming together, as like a group or whatever. And I kind of feel like, hey, I kind of want to be in there too. I feel like we get along. We could get along. I'm just like too small time. Yeah, Northern Lion collab win. He's too big for me. I also feel like we're pretty close in age. Oh, Mouth and Northern Lion, they're high school friends? Ah, that makes sense. That makes so much sense. Just gotta wait for his chat to rile him up, get him serious about Balatra. I don't know, I feel like they've tried that already. And it hasn't really stuck, hasn't really taken. Yeah, is it even possible to rile him up? I feel like he's already got like a minimum amount of on edge all the time. Yeah. I feel like it's impossible to like get him going any more than he already does to himself, you know? Rebear asks, is this still going? Yeah, technically. Every hand takes about 5 to 6 minutes to animate. Also, every hand gives us like $7,000 to $8,000. Yeah, this here it says like $205,000. We made $200,000 this one round. Hydrostasis slowly working up to beating gold stakes on every deck. Really been enjoying the game. That's awesome. Three hands remaining. Technically, yeah, it's like I count this one, so it's like 4 hands remaining because we have to sit through this one. Also, I feel like, what kind of collab between me and some other kind of content creator or streamer, like what would that look like, right? Like Frost Prime, he's done this thing with a couple different people where he'll do like, he'll teach people Slay the Spire. And so like I could be the guy that teaches people Balatro. Like that seems to be the most natural based on the content that I've done so far. And so like, I've done a stream with Mouth where he's playing and I'm teaching him. I've done a stream with Murphy where I'm teaching him. I've done a stream with Card Game Andy, who's not streaming anymore. Scooty, doing a stream teaching Scooty. Did I mention Mouth already? Anyway, yeah. And I feel like, maybe Northern Lion is not the kind of guy who wants someone else to come in and teach him a game. And so I feel like that collaboration is never going to happen. Eighth and ninth, you enjoying the bingo lockout challenge with Zano? Yeah, that's pretty fun. I really enjoy hanging out with Zeno and all the collaborations that we've done. What's nice about hanging out with Zeno is it is like somewhat competitive between us, and so like we can come up with some kind of idea where we can go toe to toe. Yeah, there's definitely like aspects of the game that I've explored more than Zeno has, but that doesn't mean that we can't find some overlap, some area which we've both explored enough that we would be competitive in that space. And I think that's cool. I think that's fun. Also, he's just a really chill guy, sweet guy, and so doing the plate up with him and Mouth, that's been really rewarding. I technically stream it when we play plate up, but that's not really the goal. That's not really the focus. Mostly I'm just there to hang out with, now my streaming friends or whatever. And then if people want to watch, then that's cool. If people want to not watch, that's also cool. 8th and 9th wants to know how many hours do I have in the game in Balatro? Yeah, let me check it right now. 1748. So almost 1750 in Balatro. Since there was a demo version, demo version in September through December. In those 4 months, I played the demo version 800 hours. And that was with only 5 antis and only like 50 jokers. We got plenty of, science even back in the day. It was crazy because we would compete to see who could get 1 trillion points in only 5 antis. That was wild. And that was before red seals existed. We got 1 trillion points. And that was before Sock and Buskin existed. No Baron, no Mime. Yeah, back in the demo days, the best X molt that you could get was Constellation. There was no retriggerable X molt. There was no retriggers at all. Well, there was Dusk. That was it. Dusk plus Glass. That was it. It's Me League wants to know what's happening here. Yeah, so currently we're trying to get the parking money, but we have a lot of kings in our hand, and so it's taking a lot of time to animate. Only 2 more hands after this one. I felt like that last one kind of went by pretty fast. Wasn't Hack in the demo too? That was in the second demo, not in the first demo. The first demo just had Dusk and Constellation and Blueprint, but no Brainstorm. And you didn't have Showman and you didn't have Invisible Joker, so you could only get one Blueprint. And also only 5 antes. Rocket Raccoon asks, Blueprint son or Brainstorm daughter? I want a pet snake. I want a danger noodle. That's what I want. What would I name my pet snake? Probably Doodle. I feel like Doodle's a great name for a pet snake. Zoodles? No. Zoodles, that's illegal. Why would you come in here and say that? Too easy to forget, been under the radar this whole time. Came in here just to say Zoodles? How dare you? Splatter says maybe Yellow Snake. Call her Michelle. That'd be pretty cute. I don't know, I think in general, maybe it's not the healthiest practice to name a pet after an ex. If I was better at editing, I would find some kind of like royalty-free music or whatever, and then play it over the footage for like a YouTube video. Splatter Proto asks, how many pets do I have? Got a couple cats. Just cats. It's me asks, what run is this? This is the end of the Chicot run that we started. So, you know, if you follow the Blotcher University YouTube, that was the run that we started 2 days ago with Chicot. Obviously, there's no Chicot right now. Chicot came, did the thing, helped us out, kicked him out, sent him to the farm, the murder farm. Almost there. One more hand after this. Oh, I could taste it. We're gonna get to 300,000. Try the final hand without the animation skip. That's I don't know if I could approve that. I mean, we've already been here for 8 hours. Longer, right? 9 hours. What's an extra minute or two? See, that's the thing. It's not just an extra minute or two. It's an extra half hour for the one hand. Yeah. When you click on them, they kind of like jump out of the pile. Oh, ooh, ah. Rocket, it's not good content. It's not good for content because like people will watch for a little bit and then they will skip ahead or they'll, you know, click off or whatever it is. And like when they do that, if people only watch like a smaller, you know, percentage of the video, like, oh, this person only watched 10% of the video, or like this person only watched 20%, or like if people watch on 2 times speed, it's like, oh, their watch time is half of the video length because they watch on 2 times speed. Then, you know, YouTube will think like, oh, people don't actually want to watch this for very long, so we're going to stop recommending it to people. Like if you just want to make a long video, it's pretty easy to just make a long video. But if no one watches it the whole way, then no one else is gonna see it. Two times speed penalizes watch time metrics? It absolutely does, yeah. I mean, you do what you gotta do, but that's the thing. Only one more after this, and this one's halfway done too. Tech, you feel like TikTok mess you up? Cause you to have attention deficit problems? Yeah. I imagine that's like a reality for a lot of people, a lot of young people. They've just been programmed a certain kind of way. Yeah, if it's not YouTube Shorts, then skip. Europeans got to have it both ways, got to see both parts of the stream, beginning and end. Got to take a nap in the middle. Hey, I want a nap. I want to sleep too. Not everyone has been here the whole time, but I've been here the whole time. The whole like 9 hours or whatever. This is it. This is the final hand. You know what we could do? We could go here. This is it. This is the final count. $229,000. We started with like $9,000, so let's say $220,000 just this round from the parking money. $300,000. This is the most money that I've ever had. Pajama Man wants to know, how long does the hand take now? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I really have no idea. Maybe like 6-7 minutes. Yeah, maybe more than 7 minutes at this point. You know what's kind of crazy is like anyone else could have done this. Anyone else could have gone for this much money in like the exact same way, the same technology with the parking and the mime. But like every time people do a bunch of cryptid stuff, they do it for the purpose of getting a high score. You know, you get a bunch of red steel cards, you score a bunch of points. And like I'm the only one who cares about, you know, getting the big money. Tech says I gotta be the one. I gotta be the one to close the prediction. Alright, I could do that. I'm surprised it's still up. Let's see here. Let me check it out. I didn't start any predictions this stream, so let's see. What do we got here? Prediction is 6 chiclets. Is that all we're gonna get? A lot of people thought, nah, we would get more chiclets. Unfortunately, through no fault of my own, we did not get 7 chiclets. We just didn't find enough invisible jokers early enough. So 6 is, that's all it's gonna be. You know what's funny? I went to, on the Twitch page, I went to the Balatro category and I saw that there's 300 people watching Balatro. And I was like, ah, cool. I got, you know, there must be someone popular streamer right now. So I can raid them after this. And then I realized, oh, wait. Most of that viewership is me. I'm like the #1 in the Balatro category. And so like, whoops, it's me. You know, because normally it's like, oh yeah, Raffle's got like a couple hundred people. I'll send people over to Raffle. Or, you know, someone else. I don't know anyone else who's streaming right now. Usually I'm awake at this time, but I'm not usually working at this time. Make a random person's day? Yeah, maybe. There's a guy, his stream title is Logging Off When Family Wakes Up. That's it. We did it. Rerolled 3,000 times, played 2,000 cards. Alright, get the seed. Everybody, you know, who wants to play it themselves.